Hello everybody, it's VerticalSandwich. Welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age. We're super excited, because this is Dragon Quest XI. It's so cool. Can't get up there. I cannot. So we're gonna go home. We have to follow the cobblestones. Paths go straight to my house. This game has a night and day cycle and a weather cycle that will be important for enemies and stuff. So here's our house. You can get behind our house. There are barrels behind our house. $10. But this is the house we can get on the roof of. A flurry feather. And $50. Oh wait, can we get on the roof of the house next to us? Like our actual house? Because sometimes you can do that. No. Okay, home we go.
Oh! Here's my little soldier. Well, not so little anymore. I've heard all about your big adventure. Look at you, all grown up. I hope he wasn't too much of a bother, Gemma dear.
Of course not. Quite the opposite, in fact. You would have been proud of him. We got attacked by a monster at the top of the tor, and I ended up hanging onto the edge of the cliff by my fingertips. I thought I was done for. But you'll never guess what happened next. That mark on his hand suddenly lit up, and a bolt of lightning hit the monster.
What did you say? That funny little mark? Lightning flying about the place? Goodness me. Here I was hoping he'd turn out nice and ordinary, but it seems his grandfather was right all along. Well, I've been putting this off for long enough now. You and me need to have a little talk. Here. This belongs to you. Your grandfather asked me to give you it once you'd come of age and climbed the tor. The truth is, there's something I've been keeping a secret all these years. Something I've never told another soul in the village. It's... how can I put this now? Well, he said you're the reincarnation of the luminary.
What?
Oh, don't ask me what the old fool meant, dear. I haven't got the foggiest. All I know is that your grandfather said you had a special destiny, and that there was something you had to do. He said that when you came of age, you were to head north to the capital, up there in Heliodor, and show that necklace thingy to the king. He seemed to think that if you did that, all would become clear. Clear as mud, I shouldn't wonder. Anyway, the long and short of it is that if you want to find out what this is all about, you'll have to leave Cobblestone and head over to Heliodor.
Crikey.
Well, I can't stop you leaving, I'm sure, but you won't be marching on an empty stomach. Come on, dinner.
The reincarnation of the luminary. Switch tries his hardest to sleep, but he's too confused by everything he's learned and excited about his coming trip. Eventually loading. Okay. This game has an interesting function where you walk in every house you're in, but you run outside, and it becomes very obnoxious in certain places. That is one of the things. So far it's my only complaint. down we go. And I saw a cabinet in that cutscene. I did. There it is. Set of plain clothes. Having trouble sleeping, are we? Well, it's no surprise after all the excitement today and your big news. Whenever I have trouble nodding off, I like to go for a little walk. The night air always does me a power of good. Okay. So she's telling us to go walk. She's kicking us out of our house. See, so we start running once we get outside. And that's fine. It's just odd, because sometimes it prevents you from running around in dungeons. Or places where, you know, you would otherwise want to run around. And everybody's doors are locked because it's nighttime. But the map handily tells us where to go. To our tree.
Oh, can't sleep either, eh? You remember this tree, don't you? I got my scarf stuck in it all those years ago. There I was, crying like mad, and there you were, running round trying to help me get it down. Some things never change, eh? You know, I always imagined we'd spend our whole lives right here in Cobblestone. That's why I was so surprised by what your mum said today. All that stuff about you being the luminary, that reincarnation thing. I remember the story my granddad told me. Once upon a time, long, long ago, the world was terrorized by a horrible monster. But then, the luminary appeared and saved the day. When it was all over, the luminary turned into a star. And he's been watching over us from up in the heavens ever since. That's his star, right there. How can you be the luminary too? I just don't get it. I know. That's what you're going to Heliodor to find out. I understand, really I do. Listen, we should both be getting back. Everyone will be wondering where we've got to. Goodbye, old friend.
Yeah, that's how good this game is. Exhausted after his long day, Switch finally falls into a restless slumber. Then morning comes. Because it always comes.
Well, just look at you. You don't scrub up too bad, you know. Only wish your grandfather were here to see you. You won't forget him, will you? He was a fine, upstanding man, the pride of the village. You could do worse than try to be like him. Well, however you turn out, I'm sure you'll find a way to overcome whatever lies ahead. A mother knows these things. Oh, by the way, I've popped a little money I'd saved for a rainy day in your pack. Don't spend it all at once. Why don't you visit the village shop before you head off to Heliodor? You'll need some supplies for your big adventure. But don't take too long. The whole village is turning out to wave you off.
So yeah, we have a little money, we have equipment. We've already searched these things. Well, maybe not those. So the medicinal herb is badly needed. There should be nothing in here now. Because findable items don't respawn. Now, there is a quest down here. This is what a quest looks like. This guy. Deary, deary me, what am I going to do? Oh, if it isn't young Switch, you came along just the right time. I've got a favor to ask, you see. The other day I was playing with my lad, you know, messing around, as you do. Well, anyway, he got this flurry feather that he loves, and well, fool that I am, I managed to let it blow away. Luckily, the wind only blew it as far as the roof of your shed. I'd go and get it myself, but I'm not too good with heights, I'm afraid. Anyway, I know you're a brave young fellow, so I was wondering if you'd mind clambering up there and getting it back for me. You'd be doing me a huge favor, I'm telling you. So we just did that! I knew you'd help me out. You always paid attention to what the priest said in church, you know? That stuff about always being kind to others. You're a fine fellow, and no mistake. Now, there's no time to lose. My son's desperate to get his beloved feather back. Hurry on over to your shed. I'm sure you've climbed onto your fair share of roofs, but just find something to clamber onto and press circle to jump up there. Once you found that flurry feather, bring it back here, and I'll see if I can't give you a little something in return. Best of luck. Okay, well, we already did it. There you are. It looks like you got the feather. Would you mind letting me have it? Yeah. Boom. Thanks. I knew you wouldn't let me down. I can't wait to see the look on my boy's face. Oh, and before I forget, here's a little something in return. Sleeping hibiscus. And that's not all. I've got a tip for you. I hope you'll find useful. If you ever want to do someone a good turn, look for a purple speech bubble above their head. Listen to what they have to say and see if you can do anything to help. It always pays to be kind to others. But don't feel just because someone shared their woes with you, you have to help them right away. You can always come back when you want a little change of pace, or if you're not sure what to do next. Anyway, thanks again, Switch. I really owe you one. Now just remember, whatever's waiting for you up ahead, be kind to others, and you'll do just fine. Boom. This quest has been transgressed with finesse. So there's our tutorial quest, and we did it early, so. So I don't remember what we explored, because I wasn't paying attention. I should have been paying attention. Suppose I could just check out this. Heard all about it from your mother. She said there's an important journey you have to make, and you're just a youngster. Well, before you head off, make sure you visit the shop. You know where it is, of course, down the slope and across the river. Once you've stocked up, head to the village entrance to the north. We'll all be waiting to see you off. Fair enough. So let's go hit the shop. It's right here. There we go. I want to see what we have, but we shouldn't have to buy much of anything. Okay, we don't need a cypress stick. We have a pot lid already. Bandana, we're fine. Wayfarer's clothes. Medicinal herb and antidotal herb are probably the only things we might need. And we have 4 medicinal herbs. We'll be good, I think. I'm gonna saving until we get out of town, I think. So this is it. My little soldier is really leaving. You might not be back for a while. Hope you said all your goodbyes. So ready? Yeesh. And you might not be back for a while, so... Yeah, I think we're good. Well, off you go then. We'll do better, more systematic searches of later areas, but...
One day you're just a little boy. The next you're getting ready to leave us. I only wish your grandfather could see what a fine young man you've become. To think, it's been so many years already since old Chalky found you floating I mean, since he brought you to Cobblestone. We never thought there was anything out of the ordinary about you. And now suddenly there's all this talk of luminaries of all things. You know who the luminary was, of course. A legendary hero who saved the world from a terrible darkness. We're supposed to believe that you're him reincarnated? I don't doubt old Chalky, of course, but it is a little hard to swallow, I must say. Oh, when you meet the King of Heliodor, put in a good word for old Cobblestone, won't you, eh? If he finds out this is the village where the luminary was raised, there might be something in it for us, if you catch my drift.
Oh, you are terrible. Trust you to be thinking about what you can get out of it.
Oh, no, I'm only joking, of course. The very thought. Anyway, where was I? Ah, yes. Now, the fate that awaits you may well be one beyond anything we simple country folk can imagine. But you must allow us to offer what little assistance we can. Take this map of Erdrea with you. May it prove useful in finding your way.
Oh, little girl with a horse.
Oh. And may this magnificent steed, the pride of Cobblestone, lighten your burden and speed you on your way. You'll find Heliodor easily enough. Just head north out of the village and follow your nose.
You travel safely now. Oh, you're such a good boy, such a good boy. You make us proud out there, won't you? And come back safe.
Wait!
Oh, one of the things I forgot, and I wish I had done it, is if you go to Gemma's house, in that final exploration when you're supposed to be going to the shop, and you knock on her door, she, it's not a voice acting thing, the dialogue comes out where she doesn't want to see anybody.
Here, take this with you. I made it for you. It'll keep you safe. I heard there are lots of monsters where you're going. Be sure to keep it close, won't you? I don't know what's in store for you out there, but wherever you go and whoever you meet, don't forget us, will you? Take care, and remember, we'll be waiting for you.
Okay, the higher your deafness, the more likely you'll be to surprise your enemy when battle begins. And the easier you'll find it to flee. I don't plan on fleeing. Horses are an incredibly convenient way to cover large amounts of ground in very little time, but you'll sometimes have to enter areas that can only be explored on foot. Don't despair, though, or ring on one of the many summoning bells dotted around Erdrea will soon bring your faithful friend galloping back to your side. Okay, fun fact, I'm dismounting. Switch, there you are. The mayor asked me to teach you a thing or two about horses, and maps too, for that matter. Now you see this bell here. When you give it if you give it a ring, a fine steed will gallop up out of nowhere, just like that. Good to remember if your feet are getting sore. And what if you're lost as well, and as well as tired? Easy, just press square to take a look at your map. What's more, pressing X once you've got your map open will allow you to access all sorts of useful information. I'm sure all this is written in the list of traveler's tips in your pack there, but you can't go over these things too often. Okay. Boom. Map. Boom. Map menu. Sparkly spots. And that's what we want. Sparkly spots. Now you'll see they're all marked question marks. When we get our first sparkly spot, be right up here. You can ride a horse. Nobody's telling you can't ride a horse, but for exploration, it's easier to not, for me. Well, I mean, is it really easier than not? I don't know. I don't know if it's easier than not. So anyway, obvious ruins are kind of obvious. So if we go back here. So look at all the fun stuff you can do with the ability to jump on things. I'm a little surprised that there isn't more to this than... So there we go. We got a Chimera Wing. And then we do this. And now if we look at sparkly spots, we can see that 2 of them are Chimera Wings. And that the rest of them are still marked as nobody knows. Okay, we got slimes and stuff, but what I'm looking for are these birds. A stark raven appears. The reason I wanted to fight this bird was because they become really hard. When you finally get back here, you're so leveled up that they just stay away from you. It's really hard to, and they fly, and it's just hard to get into a thing with them. So I just wanted to do it now while I could. So we'll just run through here to the next area. You can outrun monsters pretty easily, so that's not a thing we really have to worry about. Oh, and I suppose we should stop here. So when we come back, more of this. Bye, everybody.